Welcome to another great episode of American Rifleman Television. This week, we continue our look at the men and guns of D-Day from 75 years ago. Of course, getting off bloody Omaha was only part of the job. Once the Americans were inland, they had to fight through the hedgerows to bocage country, and then break out and head for the interior of France. For this week's Rifleman Review, we're heading to the range with the EAA MC312, a very affordable inertia-operated shotgun. For I Have This Old Gun, we'll look at the Beretta M9, or the 92 FS, which for many years was the U.S. standard issue sidearm. But right now, let's head for Normandy.
All too often, today, we take for granted things that happened in history. And simply because history happened in a continuum and it ended up with a certain result doesn't mean that it was really preordained that way. That there's a lot of things in history that could have gone a different way very easily. And one of these was Omaha Beach.
So the Americans in small groups, led by small unit leaders, eventually worked their way up to the tops of the bluffs. And as they would work their way up to the top, they would start fanning out, trying to clear the Germans that were killing their comrades down on the beaches. By the end of the day, Omaha Beach, which was a near-run thing, if it weren't for individual bravery, it would have been more of a massacre, but also the Germans would have pushed the American troops right back into the English Channel. European American Armory has brought guns in from a lot of countries, from Germany, from Italy, from Russia at one time. But now they do a lot of business in Turkey, and in particular, Turkish shotguns. Their latest is the MC312, and it's made by Girsan.
The M9 has seen American military forces in every conflict that we've experienced since 1985.
So there are very few M9s that are actually in civilian hands. Almost all were procured by the U.S. military, and many, of course, have been supplied to our allies in the War on Terror. And so Beretta has done a couple of limited editions that replicate the original M9, putting the government numbers and such on the gun. So for collectors, there are M9s out there, but not the genuine issue. Those are the property of the United States government.